What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another big board draft. Today is April 13th. It is 12 days until the long anticipated NFL draft. And yeah, we're we're excited. The community's getting excited. Everyone getting their final thoughts in on rookies. Still have to push through I think roughly 45 more big boards if I want to end up maxing this out by the NFL draft. Probably will end up getting that done. And yeah, that's the current situation. So, talking about the draft, don't see anything out of the ordinary so far besides Devontae at 13. There we go. It's the first weirder thing. It's not strange though. It's not crazy. It ain't crazy. We go Puka at the 9. The one debate there I have been having with myself is Puka or AJ Brown. Because like we've seen AJ Brown do it twice. We haven't seen Puka do it twice, specifically with Jalen Hurts too. So I'd like to think that AJ Brown's value is very secure as a week to week spike week player, and as just as their overall one, it feels a very secure value. And it's either build out the Rams here and take Kyron or just take Jonathan Taylor. I think it's Kyron Williams just because of closing line value. It's a small amount of closing line value that's still relevant because there will be more of Puka X someone else combinations than Puka Kyron. So, get a little Ram start. I'm not the craziest on Kyron in terms of standalone talent value, because his advanced metrics, if you look at his yards created over expected and look at his yards created for himself, they rank relatively subpar in the league. I think he's floating around like 40 out of 70 in yards created for himself, and then was, I think, almost exactly middle of the pack in yards created over expected. So that might be telling to just how many carries he was getting last year or just how good the offensive line is. And I don't care which one of those it is because I mean we know that it's not him just being the best running back of all time. Like we can see it, like he's not doing anything generational level on the field. He's a good pass catcher, you can give him that. But and I mean, yeah, I'm not out here saying he's a bad running back after fucking picking him at pick 16. But what his role is in the NFL is, I mean, it's invaluable. Like if he is the workhorse role that we saw down the stretch last year, how could you not just have as much Kyron Williams as possible, right? So Kyron Williams yapping. We're 6 picks away. Can check how the board's been doing. Very standard draft. Not seeing anything crazy. No one doing anything crazy. I expected Josh Jacobs to make his way up the draft pretty fast after he got signed to the Packers, but I thought that we were gonna have to wait till BBM to see him go in the second round potentially. But he's made his way up really fast, and he still has room to go. There's no reason that Josh Jacobs shouldn't be getting pushed up further. Like he has the same upside as your Barkleys, your JTs, even debatably Kyron, because Aaron Jones is out of the picture and AJ Dillon is just a worse version of Josh Jacobs. So he's, in my opinion, green lighted to get like 20 carries a game, some absurd number like that, you know? So I like the bet. Makes sense. Yeah, Waddle or Josh Allen here are just both fucking awesome. We will be taking Josh Allen. Or we could take Tank Dell, but I think I'm a Josh Allen guy here. It's Josh Allen. People, what are we doing? Pick 33 Josh Allen. Man, I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know what's going on with that. His relative spike week value might be the highest in the NFL, barring CMC, positional value included. But like it's either him or CMC for standalone spike value in the NFL for best ball. Like his floor for touchdowns a game is 2. His like that is his floor. We understand that is his floor, right? His floor is 2. And then on top of Josh Allen's floor being so incredibly high, it doesn't stop there. His ceiling is as high as anyone's in the NFL. So he's got the Konami code rushing upside. We've seen them start to get into the tush push last year, which might even be further exaggerated this year because they didn't ban it. So why not just get better at it? Like, what if Josh Allen turns into Jalen Hurts at the tush push? Is that not just more unfair because he's Josh Allen? Like, his stature is. If you gave Josh Allen like Hurts's percentages, he would be much more dominant because of his frame. But Hurts, just like Eckler, percentage wise, he's very built for his stature. So if Josh Allen, were to potentially, put on some of that tush push muscle, hey, we could be in business. I'm thinking about going James Cook here or Travis Kelce. It's a close one. I think I'm going to go James Cook. James Cook has been touted as a great receiver by his coaches. And there's been a lot of coach speak that James Cook is going to be getting more and more routes this year. And I'm not hearing any downside to James Cook. And I don't think that Buffalo is in the market to replace him after what he did last year. So it doesn't make sense to me why he's going so low. I think James Cook should be going middle of the 3rd round, roughly, honestly, if not higher. With what he did last year, isn't that like are we really thinking that that's his ceiling? Like the first time he gets the keys, when they honestly don't even feed him as much as they probably should be, and they just lost a great pass catcher. Is James Cook not just a better bet this year? Obviously, it was a different bet last year. Obviously, it's much different situations. But I'm saying the bets relative to each other, like now we confirmed know what he is, and what that is I mean, a potential top 5 back in the league that you're getting in the 4th round. Like it feels mispriced. Because when you're looking at running backs who can return potential like top 3 value, you need to be either be Derrick Henry level of touches, just absolutely getting all of the touches on the offense, scoring all of the touchdowns, getting all of the yards, or you need to have some really good receiving upside as well to being a great running back. So that's James Cook. James Cook has both of those. We know that, and is getting touted this year as a great receiver, and then they're going to give him more routes. So after seeing how much love they gave him last year, why would they not give him more? If they draft someone, I'll obviously eat my words. If they draft someone highly, to potentially combat that backfield, sure, I might eat my words. But if they draft like a 5th rounder or someone less than that, I don't care. A 4th rounder still might not care. 4th rounder would scare me a little bit. A 4th rounder would scare me teeny little bit. But like a day 3 player, I don't care anything about. And I don't think they're gonna go out and sign someone. I don't know. Seems like a good bet to me. I want to go Christian Kirk here really, really fucking bad. Do not pick Christian Kirk. It's okay. We pivoted to Dalton Cade. This might just be better for the team anyway, so who knows? The 1-to-1 here for me is McLaurin or Kincaid. Because obviously AR, I'm taking there every time if we don't have a Josh Allen. But we have Josh Allen, so we're not taking AR. So the 1-to-1 is Kincaid or Terry McLaurin. And we're going to build out the Bills. Like, if we're trying to hypothetically win in week 17, give me Dalton Kincaid if I can have the chance to take him, please. Please give me Dalton Kincaid. Please give me James Cook. In a week 17 format, please give me those players with Josh Allen all on the same team. I'll build around that, you know? Like, that can be our fucking core. We could stop, hypothetically, right here drafting Bills players. And that might be what we do, because I definitely don't plan on taking Khalil Shakir unless we get a good value. I mean, we get McLaurin anyway, which is kind of insane. Are we just going McLaurin? I feel like we're going McLaurin. It's either McLaurin or Deontay. I think that's where I've landed in terms of this spot. It just kind of feels like McLaurin. They're going to get a rookie quarterback. Are they still going to run the air raid offense? After signing Austin Eckler, I don't know. But McLaurin is the best receiver there, I think. Let the rankings draft it for us. Too much yapping. I don't think Washington is going to go any direction other than Jane Daniels or Drake May. As of April 13th, I feel like all of us confidently as a community can agree that that's the consensus 2-3. As to who's going to go where, I don't think anyone's confident with that, besides maybe Crack Rock. But I think that McLaurin's value is very secure because we saw what he was able to do with Sam Howell and how many attempts they gave Sam Howell per game and how much he was giving Terry McLaurin was pretty jarring because of how much better McLaurin was than all of the other receivers or players just on the field on that team other than Brian Robinson last year. So, I mean, Curtis Samuel was okay. Curtis Samuel definitely was okay, produced over expected, advanced metrics wise. We didn't hate Curtis Samuel, but Terry McLaurin was the best player on that team still. And that's what we care about. Curtis Samuel is now gone. So they either have to sign someone or draft someone highly to pair with their rookie quarterback, which is a very real possibility. Very real possibility that they take a receiver in round. I don't know what their pick situation looks like, so I don't know if they have X picks, but in round 2, 3, 4, I would not be shocked by them taking a receiver. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Apologies. Let me mute that shit. Oh my god. Okay. 8 picks away. Definitely just trying to get one of D-Hop, Chris Godwin, and JSN. That is our dream. If we can get one of those 3 players, we'll be pretty stoked. Christian Watson goes off the board. We love seeing that. I love Christian Watson. I had maybe the most Christian Watson out of anybody last year in BBM. I maxed out BBM last year, 25% Christian Watson, guys. And he was going at the 3-4 turn sometimes, in the 4th round. You couldn't really find much of a bigger believer than me. He was an advanced metrics darling, obviously small sample size, but I mean, you even saw it last year. Like, when he's on the field and healthy or relatively healthy, dude, he's disgusting. He's so good at football. He made Trey Lance look good. That was Christian Watson. So, I love the talent, but it's a fucked up situation because the Packers have so many mouths to the point where it's like, I don't know. I need to see him get 100% before I start drafting him, which is, you know, I mean that this is just all bringing me back to Dalvin Cook burning you the first couple times you take him, and then the second you fucking don't take Dalvin Cook, congrats, he's the best player in football. Like, and guess what? You didn't draft any of him this year because you're like, you wanted to see if he was healthy first. Guess what? Now he's healthy. Now you don't have a chance to take him. Go fuck yourself. So it's just one of those things where it's like the second he gets healthy, man, you need to be all in on him. But we need more info. And if like at this point in time, that's not the bet we're trying to make, boys. That's not the bet we're trying to make, or at least me, speaking for me. So, enough yapping about Christian Watson. Moving on to D Hop. Man, the Titans are definitely trying to cook over there, at least. Whether it is going to work or not, we'll see. But they signed Tony Pollard, which kind of blew my mind. I didn't think that they were going to go for a running back of that caliber after what a rookie season Tyjae Spears had. But their coach speak has led to believe me that it's going to be a 1-2 punch. 1-2 punch. I mean that's what we'd all like to believe when coaches tell us that they're going to use their running backs equally. Whether that's the case or not is, I guess always a we'll see. Some coaches you can take their word more than others. This is a new head coach, so we can't trust him for shit. I literally don't know what to think of it. I'm still drafting Tyjae. I'm drafting more Tyjae than Tony just because cheaper. If the ADPs were reversed and they were going the other way, I would still draft them the same amount at the same relative amount, which is 0 of Tony, a lot of Tyjae. Because if they have similar seasons, then the one that's cheaper is going to pay off infinitely more than the one that's expensive, right? And so with what the Titans are trying to cook at RB, I think that leaves a lot of room open for D-Hop and Calvin Ridley to have a lot more red zone targets, because I think that they're trying to open up the offense with all these signing Calvin Ridley. They're saying that they're going to have Calvin Ridley playing a Tyreek role in motion every play, which we'll see how that goes. It's a lot. They're telling us a lot, and it's a lot to take in. You kind of have to sift through the bullshit, but I might be a fool to believe a lot of what they're telling us. But I kind of like it, man. The organization clearly did not like the direction that Vrabel was going in. So they parted ways with that. And I think that things are just going to be much, much clearer for DeAndre Hopkins this year. Like, DeAndre Hopkins and who he is will never be a number 2. He will at minimum be a 1B. That is who DeAndre Hopkins is. And last year, we saw the ceiling. Like, we completely saw the ceiling. Him and Big Mayo, they fucking cooked. Like, they had the wide receiver 1 and QB 1 week. The first game that they played together. The team was terrible. The team was awful. But they, just being god tier at football, managed to score 3 fucking touchdowns. Go figure. And whether that'll happen again or not, who knows? But we saw the ceiling. So and this isn't me like full degenning on like, oh, we saw the ceiling, we saw the ceiling, we saw the ceiling. This is me saying that the offense has gotten significantly better as a whole, and that there's going to be, maybe not as a condensed amount of targets to DeAndre Hopkins, but more valuable ones. And I definitely think he'll be getting more red zone looks this year, because that's not really what Ridley does. Like, Ridley can run some nice out routes in the end zone. but he ain't gonna moss you like D Hop is in the end zone. Like D Hop is the Mike Evans to Calvin Ridley's Chris Godwin in this situation for red zone targets, in my opinion. So we are very big D Hop fans, very big. Uh, Back at our pick, I mean Ramondre. What's going on with Ramondre? Why is he still on the board? Did I miss something? Like genuinely, did I miss something? I mean, it's a 3-person backfield, I guess. It's fucking Ramondre though. Like at 105, I mean, sure. Like we'll try and cook our next pick before we get into Ramondre. Like they obviously signed Antonio Gibson. That's it. That's all they really done. I'm thinking, trying to manifest who we're getting here. Just hope he's still on the board. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We got Lad Fever for sure. I have so much Lad McConkey. He's someone I think is gonna be gross at the next level. Oh yeah. Okay. So talking about Ramondre, the backfield is currently Ramondre Stevenson, Antonio Gibson, and Ezekiel Elliott. Starting backwards, going up, Ezekiel Elliott is not a capable workhorse. He's a mid-tier receiving back. And he's okay at pass blocking. He's a fine platoon back. He doesn't have a real NFL role or fantasy role, maybe ever again in the NFL. Now, Antonio Gibson is a legit receiving back, is an okay runner out of the backfield. Okay. You could argue he's subpar. You can argue he's subpar. But his yards created over expected for himself, quite high. His A dot, top 5 for a running back. And I think that he could have a very potential nice role in this offense this year if he manages to stay healthy. Because I think Ramondre is a great receiving back, but Antonio Gibson, if we're going to be real, is a better one. Antonio Gibson is a very, very good receiving back. He's definitely a top 10 receiving back in the NFL, probably top 5. Just my opinion. But in terms of goal line work, that's all Ramondre. There is no way that Ezekiel Elliott and Antonio Gibson are going to be trying to compete with Ramondre for goal line touches. I can't wrap my head around it. I'm already getting disgusted thinking about seeing Ezekiel Elliott on a 3rd and 1 or 3rd and goal. It's disgusting to think about because you already know the vulturing is going to happen, but 85% plus of those touches that they give to running backs inside the 5 should be going to Ramondre. No way they don't. No, I can't bring myself to that. There's no way. I refuse to live in that reality. I think we want to get some Eagles, but I also want some Troy Franklin. So it was kind of hard for me. Because this is really fucking good value on Dallas Goddard. Really good value. Another value where I just don't understand why he's falling so much. But I have the Kincaid to Allen connection, which is kind of like my main thing for this team. So if that doesn't pan out, the team's really not good anyway. So I think I want to just go with a more three tight end build. I will just pick Goddard if he's at 136. That is insanity if he manages to get through these four people or three people. If they go Goddard, I will probably go Charbonnet. Definitely been trying to increase my Charbonnet. Just don't have enough. He's a great bet if Ken Walker goes down. That's the thing though, is if he goes down. Because Ken Walker definitely could lose some touches this year. Just because of his third down role not being as good as Zach Charbonnet's. Because Charbonnet is a great pass blocker and an incredible receiving back. So Ken Walker will definitely lose touches this year, more so than he did last year, I think, because Charbonnet is now a year into the NFL. He's more NFL ready. But that doesn't mean that Ken Walker is fully going away. So it's kind of an interesting one. It's an interesting situation to dissect. Charbonnet goes off the board. So we would be. It's just Dallas Goddard. It's kind of crazy it fell this far. 136 is. That's insane closing line value. That is insane closing line value. Very happy to get that. Okay. 16 picks away. And now we got hella running backs to choose from because we have a 1-3-6-2. So probably going to go one or two running backs at our next round of picks. And then it's either double running back or running back quarterback, depending on like how the board is panning out. Because our potential quarterback situation, I mean, obviously Drake May. Okay, Drake May goes. So Levis to D Hop, duh. It's a free one. Is that our only main one? Because Stafford went off the board. Yeah, we might have to jam Levis to get that guaranteed second connection. Which I would argue you don't always need, but if you can have it / force it, like you might as well. We could alternatively go the the forever backdoor of Baker plus K Dotton. I've got a lot of forced correlation there. I think it makes sense though. I think it's real. I think it's real. I haven't talked about the rookies at all. Mainly because what is there to say? You know, like Worthy probably gonna go round one. McConkey, late round one, round two. Franklin, likely round two, early round one, maybe. Or late round one, maybe. So other than that, you know, like it's just pure speculation. I'd rather talk about what we think is more concrete with data already in the NFL, you know. Everyone understands the rookie picks, you know, you're hoping that they're good. No other no other explanation other than that, other than why you love the talent. I guess I could talk about why I like him. Oh, he goes Jaleel. That's our darling. No. We do not fuck with that. Missing out on Jaleel kind of sucks. And I don't want to miss out on Kendre. and all of these people have at least 2 QBs. Does one of you have Ridley? Dude, he does. He has Calvin Ridley, man. I'm not letting him do that to me. I'm not. I know I'm paranoid, but I'm not letting him do that to me. I'd rather be safe than sorry, fellas. Come on now. And we could still get Kendre Cope. We could still get Kendre. We might have to get Marshawn Lloyd or settle for some Rico Dowdle, but we could squint and then we almost get Kendre if we miss him, hypothetically. But see, we got people out here taking Tyler Algier over Kendre. Come on. Come on. Come on, Galt. Show us tight end. Show us a receiver. Come on. Show us your fourth quarterback, Galt. Come on now. Come on now. Come on, Galt. The anticipation. Mooney? At the 158? Oh, no. Oh, boys. You didn't have to. Let's go. Nice. Just celebrating over 30 fantasy points. No, I'm a big Kendre fan. And my Kendre bags last year were so heavy. They were so heavy. I had way too much Kendre last year, but that's okay. His talent I saw out of TCU was just crazy. Like, who Devon A-Chain was is who I thought, or who Devon A-Chain is who I thought Kendre Miller was. I had that level of confidence, was taking him in every draft. Obviously, he was a lot cheaper than Devon A-Chain, but I was still that confident, and nah. Not year one. Not year one. But year two, we got some fucking legs, because Kamara, getting older, still not, you know, old yet, but, I mean, hey, that dude was playing fucking ping pong with a guy's skull on the ground, and he's still in the NFL, so I'd like to bet against him. And Kendre Miller is a great talent otherwise, to add on to that. Kendre Miller, in terms of yards created over expected, was in the top half of the league. Doesn't say much, but the top half being above 50%. He was above average. He's above average in yards created over expected for himself. Unfortunately, Alvin Kamara is still a great receiving back, so that role is kind of out of the question for him. But in terms of potential goal line work, I think Kendre has more meat on the bones than Alvin does. So Jamal Williams also sucks. I don't really see them drafting a running back when they just drafted Kendre with the same management. So in like a less similar situation to the Charbonnet Ken Walker stuff, I definitely think Miller will see an uptick in work this year. Yeah. The third down role is out of the question just because of how good of a receiver Kamara is. You can't really replace that. Like, Kamara will still be a great receiver probably into his early 30s. So I don't think that's going away anytime soon. We still might see some great receiving work out of Kamara still in his career. But in terms of the goal line work and more touches and contingent upside, because Kendre Miller is a good human, so I'd like to make that bet. I'd like to make that bet. I will be taking a falling Gibby if that bestows upon us. Elijah Mitchell. Don't really know how I feel. It's a hard situation for me. Because the second the 49ers ever draft someone, even a 5th round pick, I'm scared for Elijah Mitchell in terms of his fantasy value being literally 0. Because obviously they use everyone. Like, you don't care if they give someone 1 week of touches, dude. Like, you don't. If you're using that as an argument as to why you should take someone, no, that's bad. That's bad behavior. I don't know who to go here. Is the issue. I mean, I know who to go here, and that's Audric Estime, but does Audric Estime get picked before? I mean, maybe, so I definitely should go him. Yeah. Ooh, or Demario Douglas. Wait, might have trolled. Might have trolled that one, actually. It might have been the play. I think actually was no. I definitely fucked up. I should have went Demario Douglas and then went Audric Estime. And then if Audric Estime gets picked, I can always pivot to like Ray Davis or someone else. But if Demario Douglas is still on the board, fellas, we're in business. We are in business. Year 2 players, man. Get yourself some year 2 players. Outside of rookies, they have the biggest breakouts. I mean, that's kind of 1+1, but still get him at 184. Bro, earlier in the year, like couple weeks into this tournament getting released, I was slamming Demario Douglas in like the 140 range. It's taken a lot for me to not slap him a lot of drafts. How his role is perceived, I don't understand by the public, because in my eyes, at least, he's a minimum number 2 receiver to what's going to be a quarterback that they're not going to be afraid to let pass. Because it's either going to be Drake May or Drayden Daniels, right? Demario Douglas will at least, floor-wise, be the number 2 target for that team. If they are able to bring in 2 receivers / a tight end that are able to eat harder than Demario Douglas, I would be floored. Like in 1 year to be able, like, because Demario Douglas isn't even bad. That's the thing. Is like we're drafting Demario Douglas like he's the most replaceable player on earth, which is just not the case. Demario Douglas is a good NFL receiver. Good. And with targets, he has potential to be great. Demario Douglas has the potential to be 900 to 1,000 yards next year easily. Like, he has an easy path to that. Do we not understand that? He is going to be the number 2 option on this team. Floor, people. Floor. I don't get it. I mean, the Patriots could draft a receiver in round 2. They could draft a receiver in round 3. Do you know how many fucking holes the Patriots have? It's everywhere. The team is not good. Receiver, they definitely need to have another player there to potentially steal targets away from Demario Douglas. They gave Kendrick Bourne a contract, like a decent one too. Like, it's very clear where their head is at. I think they're going to go somewhere else than receiver. And Demario Douglas's value is very, very secure. Just saying. I'll stop yapping, but I'm just saying. 5 picks away. Our team is a 2-5-7-2. Definitely going to add another running back. Definitely going to add another receiver. Further than that, I'm not sure. We're done with quarterback. We can say that for sure. So we can just take that off, to be honest. But in terms of running backs, one more, at least. At least. No, we went Izzy. You bitch. I wanted it. I'm kind of a Will Shipley guy. To be honest. So, we will be going Will Shipley. I think I'm going to go Tucker Craft. I think that's what I've ended up on. No, Galt, you bitch. No. Why did he do this to us? Gall. Me and Gall have beef. Me and Gall have real beef. Damn it. It's okay. Malik Washington or Brendan Rice? I have so much Brendan Rice. Just go Malik Washington. Too much Brendan Rice. So we're taking an off day with Malik Washington. Miles Sanders. Respectable. Hate it. Respect it. Darren Waller living on the edge. Don't get any swaps in this tournament, unfortunately. That'd be sick. Players that ended up not signing in free agency. Yeah, fuck it, swap it out. Take someone. That'd be cool. That's why there's managed fantasy. All for that. Gesicki going off the board. Gesicki's a good late tight end value bet. He's pretty similar to the rookies in this range, I think, for range of outcomes. I don't think we have another Sam Laporta situation down here. Our Sam Laporta situation is currently getting drafted in the top 100. So I think, yeah, I like Ben Sinnott. I like Theo Johnson. I like Ben Sinnott more as a receiver than Theo Johnson. I think they both could be successful in the NFL. Dude, someone just took Ben Sinnott. Really? Fucking Detro. Kendrick Bourne, too. Just hitting all the notes we were playing. Yo. Okay. I know there's been smoke about. I need to. I haven't done my rankings in like a couple days. I need to put Chig up there, man. I need to put Chig up there. I don't know why he's not ranked. He needs to be. I totally missed him. I probably would have taken Chig over Malik Washington, to be honest. Because if Chig goes before me now I'd be upset. Because now that I know about him, I want him. Because A, gives us a double stack, which is nice. And B, I like Chig. People call Chig a jag. Say he's. I don't know why Chig gets so much blasphemous talk. Like, there are some bad highlights. There are some lowlights out there. But he is a good football player. And he fucking went off the board, man. He went off the board. Ben Sinnott and Chig both went off the board. So did Dawson Knox. We weren't taking Dawson Knox. That's okay. But for tight ends now, oh, man. Do we go Zach Ertz? Do we go Zach Ertz? Do we bet on Zach Ertz falling into the end zone? Maybe. Or over Cole Turner? First off, we're taking Brendan Rice. First off, we're taking Brendan Rice. I can't believe we're taking Zach Ertz. Can't believe we're taking Zach Ertz. Like, is this really the best pick? Will he give us a tight end week? Or should I just go another receiver here? Like, is it legitimately better to go receiver here? like me only picking 2 tight ends is betting that both of them are healthy in week 17, which is possible. And if that's the case, then hip hip hooray. But fuck it, Luke McCaffrey. My heart wants Luke McCaffrey. Fuck it. 2-6-10-2, baby. 2-6-10-2. My heart just can't. I can't take Zach Ertz over Luke McCaffrey. I can't do that. I can't do that. I could have mixed in some Johnny Wilson there over Luke McCaffrey. That's a consideration. But yeah, I like the build, man. I like the build. Just going deep as fuck on receiver. It's pretty good. 2 quarterbacks are all you need. You only need 2. If you have a Josh Allen, you only need 2. In hindsight, I definitely would have liked to probably mix in one of these picks instead of just being a running back. But this squad can get there easily. As long as Kyron/James pay off their value. And then one of these players giga hits. You know? Got ourselves a team there. We got Josh Allen to James Cook to Dalton Kincaid. Build out the little Bills there. We also got Levis to D-Hop. And in terms of stacks, that's it. Because don't have any game information, so can't build out weak stacks. So this is what we went with. And yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed that. Thank you for watching if you made it this far, and have a good day.